One of the most amazing things about America's Got Talent, commonly called AGT, is how big of a platform it has become for artists to accomplish their dreams. While some let that opportunity go and are left forgotten, others remain relevant over the years for many reasons. The latter can describe Grace VanderWaal, the very young singer who once conquered the hearts of millions with her audition and subsequent impeccable performance during the 11th season of America's Got Talent, aired in 2016. Her charismatic personality and top-notch talent were the biggest factors to crown her the victor of that season, marking the beginning of an extraordinary career in the entertainment world. Nevertheless, it's fair to ask ourselves if Grace's personal life is also as bright as her career, and whether something else is behind the glamour of the stage lights. Stay here to know all about the highs and lows of Grace VanderWaal. At only 12 years old, Grace VanderWaal took the winning spot of America's Got Talent, and her life changed forever. Nonetheless, which being signed under an acclaimed music label, releasing original and powerful music, and on top of that, starting a side career as an actress and model. Grace has also had to face the ugly side of fame in more ways than one. One of those downsides of being a star in the rise is being observed left and right by the general public, but not all the critique coming her way has been well-meant or has good intentions. In an interview with E! News in 2022, Grace opened up about this issue, which has been haunting her since the early days when she won America's Got Talent. Looking back, I have definitely faced the mental repercussions of that growing up, she said, referring to hateful comments she's been receiving online for years. Though facing the consequences of fame might not be easy, Grace also admitted that the hate she received so early on in her career somehow prepared her for the future, to the point that it desensitized her to the bad opinions. Ultimately, she doesn't let those downsides overshadow all the great things she's experienced and created so far. Although becoming the winner of America's Got Talent in 2016 was a huge stepping stone for Grace VanderWaal, she'd been planning to enter the music world long before that. Born in Kansas in 2004, Grace first showed her interest in music at only 3 years old, and it didn't take her long to ask her family to act as her public. At some point in her childhood, she took up piano and saxophone lessons, but her hobby became serious when she developed an interest in songwriting and playing the ukulele, though her mom didn't want to buy her a new instrument. However, Grace wouldn't let that interest go away so easily, buying her first ukulele with $50 she got as a birthday gift and learning to play it by herself. Her approach of tirelessly pursuing the things she wants is something that Grace still does nowadays. Just as she revealed to the Untitled magazine in early 2023, music production is her most recent passion, though she only discovered her interest in it while she was forced to stay at home during the pandemic, a period she describes as hard and introspective, both professionally and personally. That makes it evident how, despite the circumstances, Grace always goes after her dreams. Becoming a public figure so early in life brings up many opportunities, but it's not always easy to deal with the pressure that ensues. Grace VanderWaal knows this better than anyone else, as the pressure she felt on her shoulders after winning America's Got Talent was so overwhelming that due to it she almost turned down the opportunity to be signed under Simon Cowell's label Syco Music. As she revealed to USA Today in 2017, she told Simon, "If it's like this, I don't want to do it. If this was my life, I would hate my life." When he offered her a contract right after being signed to Columbia Records, one of the prizes she received after winning the competition. Nonetheless, Simon was encouraging back then, making her realize how the hardest part had already passed. After that, Grace went on to release her debut album, Just the Beginning, and the hit Perfectly Imperfect under Simon's label, demonstrating that she'd made the right decision. With that being said, not everyone has approved of Grace's musical choices. As she recalled during an interview with J14.com, she has been the laughing subject of rude music teachers and industry experts since debuting, but those discouraging words only made her realize how she needed to start surrounding herself with positive people, which also means she doesn't hesitate to block online haters. Right from the time Grace VanderWaal appeared in America's Got Talent auditions back in 2016 and proudly announcing that she was going to sing a song about herself, it was evident that art was something she took seriously. That original song, entitled I Don't Know My Name, was the first one to shed some light on Grace's thoughts, but it wasn't the last one to do so. Just 1 year after her TV victory, Grace's 2017 debut album, Just the Beginning, not only showcased her songwriting abilities, but also let her fans see how she approached deep subjects. As she affirmed in an interview with USA Today, her song Moonlight was inspired by one of her friend's struggles with depression. "I never thought I'd write this to build awareness or anything like that. I was just writing from my own personal heart to get it out." Grace's choice to talk about the events happening in her life hasn't changed a lot through the years, as her 2022 song, Lion's Den, also expressed her thoughts about anxiety and how it had affected her since her debut. "I was just chasing happiness instead of finding it within myself." She described her situation to V magazine at the time, showing once again how music is her very personal route to express her ideas and feelings. Spending most of her teens under the public spotlight is not always a positive experience for everyone, especially when it comes to the high standards of beauty often expected by the entertainment industry. Grace knows this well and hasn't shied away from sharing her thoughts about it, such as the time she posted an Instagram pic of herself without makeup while showing her forehead pimples, alongside a caption about self-acceptance. When asked about that post by Teen Vogue in 2017, Grace affirmed she felt sad that teen girls were pressured to follow unreachable standards, so her message was to tell other girls that it was okay to not fit those expectations. Grace also revealed she and her older sister had been dealing with body image issues, hence why she decided to unfollow accounts which she considered influenced her to compare herself to other people. Some of Grace's thoughts about this issue were portrayed in So Much More Than This, her 2017 song written partially about wanting which don't matter at all, as she said in the same interview. Always open to reflecting on the industry, Grace doesn't shy away from criticizing the perception that society has about women and young artists. One of those times when she went against the current took place in late 2020, when Grace shaved her head and openly showed the outcome on social media. Her unexpected move shocked and worried her fans, as many theorized she'd been going through a hard time mentally, while others assumed that she'd fallen into an addiction, but leading people to believe those things wasn't Grace's intention to begin with. Just as she revealed to Nylon.com in 2021, she'd been considering shaving her head for some time back then, yet she was completely surprised at the assumptions made of it, describing these as sexist, as adopting the same hairstyle wasn't a problem for men as it was for young women. Despite the misunderstanding, Grace admitted that the experience was also exhilarating and brought up the need to shock people even more, especially by exploring genres such as punk and rock in her music. Grace VanderWaal is a great musician, but her artistic skills go beyond that. In 2020, she debuted as an actress by starring in the musical film Stargirl, in which she also showcased her singing skills on screen. The movie and Grace's acting received positive reviews, leading her to reprise her role in the 2022 sequel, Hollywood Stargirl. These movies opened professional doors for Grace, as she's set to appear in the Francis Ford Coppola-directed Megapolis, starring Aidan Driver and Nathaniel Emmanuel. As well, Grace has been working non-stop on music, releasing the candid yet personal Boyfriends in July 2023. Also in this year, she moved to New York City, where she plans to perform her music more often, and also is taking part in music camps with fellow artists, as she revealed to The New Yorker. All in all, it's not only evident that the career of Grace VanderWaal keeps moving forward, but also that she has avidly sorted out the inconveniences thrown her way, all the time getting closer to accomplishing her dreams. Thank you for spending some time with us. Make sure to like and subscribe so you never miss another video. We also handpick these videos, which we recommend you watch next. You can talk to us on all social medias or ask a question in the comments below. Thank you for being with us, and we'll see you back tomorrow.